Howdy everyone and welcome back to Stellaris for our Numerian Imperium. Yeah! Where we last left off, the dragon was eating all of our money. Which is, you know, kind of what dragons do if I remember correctly. So, it's not too big a deal. We can always just sell things to keep our economy running smoothly. In other news, the archaeology dig is progressing, but nothing really has come of that. Our military forces, we have a few, but again, nothing's really come of that. And while we are exploring, it's kind of, well, we haven't really discovered any other species, so we haven't really gotten into the politics yet, so we're just going to keep going. Yeah.
We grow ever stronger.
Oh, good. I'm glad we do. Ooh, star-based outpost here is totally fine. Let's do it. Oh, was it our money or our food? I don't really remember. Anyways, I have to fill out that. And this, yeah, okay.
We grow ever stronger.
Oh well. It'll all work out. If it doesn't work out, that's also fine. Now, we're going to ignore that for now. Now, something we need to consider is specializing our colonies. Now, part of the problem of one of the consistent challenges that you're always going to get in this game, just due to how it works, is that whatever type of homeworld you get, they're only going to have one specialty. So, ocean worlds, or wet worlds, food. I believe it's arid worlds that have minerals, and cold worlds that have energy, if I'm correct. It could be that cold worlds have minerals and arid worlds have energy, but either way, there is an actual speciality that needs to be adhered to. So this game very much incentivizes you to have multiple species in your empire, because they can live on multiple different world types, and thus can provide for your empire in various different ways. Oh, here we go. Okay. Speaking of different species. Okay, where are we? We're here. We're in a nebula. So, something that might be new to people is they've changed up some of the graphics. So, when you're inside Nebula, the actual system has a really cool nebula effect to it. That's really nice. I like it. And down here, you'll get the effect that a system condition will have, an environmental effect. And nebulae block sensors. This is a truly wonderful and terrible double-edged sword of a trait. The reason why should be obvious to anyone who has ever played a strategy game before. Your enemies can't see you if you're in the system, and you can't see your enemies while you're in this system. And you can build up a hell of a force in the nebula and just never be seen. I think there might be technologies that can pierce through it. Again, I don't know exactly how the new update's going to handle that, how the new updates handle that precisely, but for the most part, having a nebula on your border is a great way to hide your movements from the AI. And also a great way for the AI to hide their movements from you, which is something you got to watch out for. Now, the other thing we need to look at, primitive civilizations. Essentially, we found a sapient, but not spacefaring species. In this case, it says here they're in the Stone Age. Steam Age, I'm sorry. So this is like early industrial era. Now, this is a fantastic opportunity. They have stone palaces, apparently. This must be ancient ruins, urban dwellings, primitive factories, primitive mines. And let's look at their species. Can we look at their species? Raxcodum. Nope, sorry. Whoop. Hey, buddy. Show us what your species looks like. Ah. A Raxcodum, a savanna adapted species. They are budding, which means that species is capable of reproducing by budding, which is wonderful and disgusting all at once. And they are egalitarian, so they will not work. They do not do so well in our empire because we are authoritarian. Now, we have several options we can do when we handle these people. We'll explore those as soon as we integrate this system into our empire, and yeah. So now we get to celebrate. We've a scientific community on Hearthsea is excited to receive a report of intelligent alien life. They may not be capable of spaceflight, but the aliens on Xana 4, it's 4, are quantifiably intelligent, and their society shows all the hallmarks of a moderately advanced culture. Prominent xenologists note that this is an excellent opportunity to study a society perhaps not unlike the ones we have previously found ancient remains of. Obviously, this is like a scientific must-have, basically.
Technology secured.
Wonderful. We have research biology, which means we're going to be much better at, well, biology. Go figure. We do not need naval soldiers. We do not need Marines and armies at this moment, so we're going to hold off on that. Gene clinics. Kinda helpful. Especially if you want to colonize worlds that are of the same type of world, but not the exact. Like a continental world instead of an ocean world would be an example. It's less habitable, but it's still workable. And this would help. This would clear tile blockers. We don't necessarily need this yet, but it will be helpful in the future, inevitably. Especially since this is an ocean world. This is really common on ocean worlds. So it's really quite helpful to have this technology. However, I might go with gene clinics. Just in case we find another wet world, like a jungle world or a continental world. And I wanna keep our expansion going. This will really boost our ability to make that world workable. Though, eventually, gene clinics, once your technology gets good enough, you can replace them with something better. Alright, we've totally explored that system, so we're going to move on. Now we have... Oh, yep, do that. Now, here's something fun. Speaking of environmental effects, this is a neutron star. And neutron stars are the ones that are like extraordinarily dense and have insane gravity and cause the laws of physics to break down around them. And there is that because the gravity is so high, you're slower in this system. Again, it's probably one of the better defensive systems in this game. If you're all posted up here in the center and have a really good star base with a lot of defense platforms, your enemy is gonna take a whole lot more fire getting to you. You could put some long-range artillery ships just over here. Someone warps in from here. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be real rough. It's gonna be a real bad day for the poor fools. So yeah, not a bad system to have, especially on an important node like this that actually connects the two arms. This is an excellent choke point that we should definitely consider building up a defense force here, if potentially find a civilization somewhere here. Oh. First contact with an unknown entity. Alrighty. What a fascinating thing. First, we made first contact with an unknown entity. Our ship is alive. It did retreat. This is in a nebula, and what an impressive bit of art this is. I really like it. You can hear the thunder going off in the background. This is a nebula storm, I think is what this is. Enigmatic spacefares. You've encountered intelligent life capable of spaceflight. In sharp contrast to the primitives previously observed by the sacred Numerian... In sharp contrast to the primitives previously observed by the sacred Numerium Imperium, we have yet to get a good look at the beings piloting these crafts that move through the dark with purpose unknown. Encounter on Alderaan. Huh. Seriously? There's actually an Alderaan in this game? Okay, whatever. We've made first contact with mysterious aliens in the Alderaan system. For now, we codenamed them Gamma Aliens until we can find out more about them. They possess a language, and we must decipher it in order to establish communications. This is probably not another empire. This must be some other kind of species. Because A, not enough planets. B, there's too heavy a presence in non-planet areas, which means these are like independent stations. And C, species don't start in nebulas like this. Shield nullification. Wow. Sublight reduction. 50%. Wow. Evasion. Plus 30. Man, this is brutal. Bring in some missiles and some solid projectile weapons on this one, folks. I think it's an ion storm. I think that's what this is. This must be an ion storm. Yeah. Anyways, we also got the archaeology event going. And the strange ruins, though, shows no sign of damage beyond neglect. Homes, factories, and buildings are of unknown use. They all stand empty and abandoned. Where did everyone go? It seems likely that a large building in the center of the colony may have held the answers. Investigate! Yay. And we've also found a terraforming candidate. This is literally just that there used to be life on this planet, and there can be life again. How fun. When we unlock that technology, we'll be sure to know. Now, let's put an envoy on here to contact these aliens. They might be pirates, which would be actually really bad. But, you go over there now. Explore that pulsar. That is a pulsar. Yes. You go there. And in the meantime, it seems to me that a military is now necessary. Let's keep going. Our food production is getting better. It's stabilizing. Yes, that's nice. That's very nice.
We grow ever stronger.
Hello. You have yet another encounter. Oh, it's space whales. Oh. You have made contact with the mysterious aliens in the Aquatics system. For now, we've codenamed them Delta Aliens. Until we can figure out more about them, if they possess a language, we must decipher it to establish communications. They are probably not intelligent. They are pretty cool looking, though. Look at these guys. Look at them. Aren't they pretty? We also have a natural wormhole. We've detected what appears to be a naturally occurring subspace phenomena at the edge of the Aquatics system. A rift in the very fabric of space-time is formed here, creating a wormhole that, our scientists speculate, may provide a conduit through subspace to another wormhole located somewhere else in our galaxy. Depending on where the second wormhole is located, this could potentially allow ships to travel from one end of the galaxy to the other in a matter of days. Unfortunately, this wormhole, like the vast majority of its kind, is inherently unstable. Any vessels foolish enough to pass through would be ripped apart in seconds. If it could somehow be stabilized, we might have a way. Alright, let's keep going. Cool find. And we have another envoy, so we can contact these aliens as well. even if they are, in fact, giant space whales. You will secure... No, you will not. You will build a research station.
Our lookouts have detected an anomaly.
Good, good, good. I kind of hate that the aquatic advisor is a pirate. Oh well. We have a jobless individual here, and I say we build a city district first, just to get that banked out. This could be used as an early mineral thing. We could change it to another. We could change it to something else later. An abandoned amusement park. The structures on Titwin 1 are not as old as we first believed. It seems to be a playground or amusement park of some sort. Science Officer Hanno notes that many of the contraptions are highly complex creations we can learn much from, and that to the builders' alien eyes, this might have been the cutting-edge sensor array, or even a gigantic art installation. Regardless, to us Numerians, it looks mostly like a place where you would take your young and let them amuse themselves. Sounds fun. Ooh, look, our mining research is done. Getting some better armor on our ships is pretty much never a bad thing. Well, it might be a bad thing at some point, but it's not right now. And now we can finally secure the system with the primitives on them, which is good. You. Contact pending. Signs of barbarism. Uh-oh. This is real bad, guys. Although their dwellings on habitat stations would suggest an advanced society, Envoy Baritart is unsure whether we are indeed dealing with intelligent life forms. They seem unremittingly hostile, so much so that a stable society seems almost unthinkable. Even during our brief investigations, we have observed several displays of pure barbarism. They seem to have a language, but our linguists are still working on deciphering it so we can make sense of this display. Disturbing, but we must be watchful. Oh, they're pirates, alright. This could be an issue. We're gonna have to build up this system. Alright, work on that anomaly. Pirates. This is real bad, folks. This is real bad. Long-range scanners have picked up readings on the Air de Quad system that could be described as giant heat blobs. It's worth investigating. How fun. How fun. Alien mural. Air de Quad 3 Science Officer Garble and the crew of the SS Southernhorn discovered what appears to be an artificially carved slab of rock covered in alien writing. They have not detected any other signs of alien activity on the planet, and exactly how this mural came to be here is a mystery. We prepared a special project to translate the text.
There is new information in the situation log.
And that is exactly what you will be doing.
Our lookouts have detected an anomaly.
Oh, found a crater. Research it. Let's see here. Our resources are still doing alright. We finally are getting better on our food. Oh, we got an asteroid collision. Oh, fun. Really boring. Anyways, first things first, build an observation post. And we don't have enough for a starbase yet, and we now do. So you're gonna make another one.
Project done.
Excellent.
Special now, was it?
Science Officer Garble has managed to partially translate the alien mural discovered on Ardequad 3. It is a memorial for an extinct alien race that once maintained a small interstellar empire in this region of the galaxy. They were apparently exterminated by the creators of the mural, a fact they seem to regret. Given that the mural has been dated to an excess of 300 million years old, it is likely that its creators are also extinct by now. Perhaps most interestingly of all is the material of the mural was made of, despite its age, is that the material that the mural was made of, despite its age, is in remarkably good condition. We get 200 experience for the thing, and we get a bunch of research. How fun. You will continue onwards. Hopefully won't meet any more pirates. This whole thing is a cluster of pirates. This is gonna be real bad for us, folks. We're gonna pick our next ascendancy trait, it looks like. Now, we are a pious and organized society. Harmony is totally in line with our piety. Adaptability, maybe. Discovery, Domination is certainly useful for those who wish to have vassals, but we don't have vassals. So, supremacy to make our ships better. Diplomacy, maybe later. Subterfuge. The thing is, our species hasn't really encountered any other empire, so, like, why would you focus on some of these? Mercantile. Supremacy, if you want to be really good at fighting things, which we might want to be. Especially since we just discovered a bunch of pirates at the south of our system. Let's see here. You know what? It's not optimal to go supremacy so early, I think. I think prosperity might be a good second one. If we want to go about what's optimal. Or maybe even discovery, especially so early. But I think, given that we just met pirates down here, we would immediately be like, oh shit, we need to consider having our navy working. So we're going to go with supremacy traditions. Again, not recommended for those who wish to play optimally. But, you know,
Space charts updated.
I'm trying to have fun here and explore some things, you know? I hope you know.
Grow ever stronger.
Alright, let's check the time here before we continue onwards. Oh! Let's go for a bit longer, I think. I think we can go for a few more minutes. Seems fine to me. Alrighty. The Dabax Marauders encountered, having decoded what counts as a language amongst them. The envoy Batari has identified the Gamma aliens as a nomadic civilization known as the Dabax Marauders. They occupy a number of large space stations in and around the Alderaan system that house the bulk of their massive numbers in a crowded and squalid conditions. Despite this, or perhaps because of it, they seem to have developed a strong martial culture. Life in the cold void has become second nature to them, and they are very adept at space warfare. There is no Dabax central government to speak of. Instead, they are divided into several different factions that vie endlessly with one another for resources and respect. Given their large population and the shipbuilding capability of their stations, this constant infighting is the only thing keeping them from growing into a significant threat to galactic peace. Attempt to contact them.
Contacted by aliens.
Eee! More Damwaks. What do you want, foolish Dwamak? What happened to make your face look like that? Reactor accident? Vacuum exposure? Hee hee, look at you. We are Dabax. We hunt Dwamak. If you come to Dabax turf, we make Dwamak stew. Not good for you, yes? Hee hee. Perhaps you know of other Dwamaks. Perhaps you want them to be Dwamak stew. This can be arranged. Dabax is not above fighting for Dwamaks against other Dwamaks, if the price is right. Well, there you go. We can hire them. They have a small little thing, and unfortunately for us, small does not mean weak. If you read that properly, you know that their ships are strong, the military is also strong, and they can be hired to fight us. But Conversely, we can hire them as well. Another jobless person. I say we get started on our mineral.
We grow ever stronger.
On our mineral planet. The more minerals we have early on in the game, the better, frankly. Here we go. Now another first contact. The diviners name the beings floating through the dark Tiyanki. They are sacred and peaceful spaceborne life that roams from system to system, feeding on gases common to the upper layers of many gas giants, and rarely show any signs of hostility. We are to keep at a respectful distance. Venerable. Yes.
We are being contacted by aliens.
Yep, we finished first contact. And our priests have decided that these entities are sacred. How fun. How fun. Now, we actually have the observation station built. Now, we can choose how we want to deal with these creatures. Now, we can either passively observe, so basically just stay in our little station, look down at them from above, and just sort of jot down notes. You know, stay hidden, basically. Just watch them do their thing. We can either do aggressive observation, which is essentially when we go down there, abduct some people, collect their this is the alien abduct. This is the typical alien abduction stuff. We'll learn a lot more about them, but there will be impacts on their culture. Indoctrination. We can make them more like us, which makes integrating them in the future much more easy. So we're gonna do that because we are authoritarians, and we are spiritual authoritarians. And why in the heck would we not try to proselytize to these people? That makes no sense for us to not do that. So, indoctrination it is. We get get even more research, but we spend resources because we're actively expending resources to make these influence these people.
We grow ever stronger.
Excellent. We're also gonna make a space station out of this baby, because this is where a giant pirate colony is. So we're gonna build up defenses in that region. Thank you very much. Hello. We found the measured pounding observed from orbit is the motion of immense ancient geothermal extractors, breathing their last. Built and abandoned at some point in the distant past, these vast batteries of disintegrating machinery have pumped up superheated fluids from the plant's core ever since. Their storage capacitors are all broken and leaking, but some energy can still be siphoned from them. Excellent. We get energy credits, and we can study the machines for engineering research. Intellectual booty and administrative AI plus high research speed, no brainer.
Space charts updated.
Because we're getting more brains. Isn't that funny?
Space charts updated.
Oh, just gonna keep going. I'm a little surprised we haven't met with another Empire species. But, I'm not complaining. Being so isolated isn't necessarily a bad thing, as you can sort of build up in peace. And an invading empire is gonna have a really hard time hitting us down here, because pirates.
We grow ever stronger.
Let us get some. Maybe a temple here is something we can also have down here in our agri world. I don't know. Again, not exactly ideal, but it is what it is.
We grow ever stronger.
Ancient survey marker. Oh, cool. We found like an ancient mine. Not bad. Not great. Whatever. We research gene clinics. Now, planetary unification gives us additional edicts. It's a monthly unity and unlocks additional technologies. So that's amazing. We definitely want the extra unity, and the edicts is something our empire is made for because we can have more of them. So we want to get those as soon as possible and take advantage of them and take advantage of our imperial cult trait. Otherwise, what's the point of having it?
A system has been charted.
Keep going. Keep going up the arm.
What have we here?
Got another crater.
We grow ever stronger.
Do we need a science ship? Yeah, we do. I might pull one of these guys back in the future. To, keep researching. Okay. We have the mine is up and running and is filled. We might consider a resource silo. Because, you know, it is a mining world. Let's do it. Resource silo. We're going to need it eventually. Eventually you make so many resources that you'll start wasting thousands if you don't have a good resource cap. FTL impact. A massive crater on Gotha 3A appears to be the result of a collision with a starship. From the size of the crater, we suspect that the ship exited hyperlane at maximum velocity, rammed the moon for reasons unknown, roughly 10,000 years ago. The ISS Hornets picked up residual subspace echoes near the crash site, reminiscent of a collapsed hyperparticle field. But as the ship itself disintegrated on impact, the theory cannot be verified. Remarkable. Yes, the tragic explosion and deaths of probably hundreds truly is a magical thing. The archaeology site has continued. A strange crystal. After a great deal of trial and error, a breakthrough was made. The crystal is some kind of psionic archive, but the records are fragmented. What we do know is that this was a colony of the Zeroni, a psychically gifted race who discovered a dimension that came to be known as the Shroud. Ooh. Once the Zeroni population reached critical mass, it seems their collective unconscious minds began to make contact with the Proto-Shroud in dreams, leading to mass lucid dreaming. This phenomenon was studied, and the Zeroni discovered how to psionically project themselves into the Shroud, at which point they all found they could manipulate the very fabric of reality using their psionic powers. It wasn't long before the Zeroni discovered they could physically enter the Shroud and live like gods, transforming the dimension to suit their whims. The archive records end here, but with no information as to what happened to the inhabitants of Atharta, there are no answers here. We have learned of another Zeroni colony which may contain a more complete archive. We get psionic theory research, and we get minor artifacts. Now, where's the other? It's here. Alright, buddy. I want you to go here and excavate. Which means that was a plus 25% on psionic theory. If we do that, if we find more of those and we get more bonuses like that, we might get it for freaking free. And wouldn't that be amazing? That event is pretty cool. Alright, get some mining stations going. Okay. I want to wrap it up here. I don't want to go too far over 20 minutes. So we are going to wrap it up here. When we come back next time, we are going to see more of the Zeroni and their fate. We're going to expand more. We're probably going to continue our way up the arm, and we're going to hopefully find an actual another AI empire. And wouldn't that be fun? Alright, if you like what we saw here, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you folks next time. Thank you all very much. Bye.